Hello, welcome to today's video diary for finding my way with Pi, purpose, intention, and emotion. I am Pi. Today is Mother's Day. And I'll be honest, I always have confusing feelings on Mother's Day. When I look in the world, I see on social media all of these, oh, it's Mother's Day and love mom, and look at these elaborate, beautiful things that either we did for mom or my family did for me, or, picture perfect family. Everyone's happy all day long. We just love and spoil and pamper mom all day long. And you turn on the television or any type of programming with ads and advertisements and commercials, and all you see is this Mother's Day, pamper mom. It sets this societal pressure for this commercial Mother's Day holiday. It sets this unrealistic expectation of what that day is and what your family should do for you. And I find it confusing and frustrating, and I think could be for a lot of moms backfiring, because just because it's Mother's Day, at least in my family, and maybe we're weird, but just because it's Mother's Day doesn't mean that the world stops. It doesn't mean that, tomorrow my son does not have his overnight fifth grade field trip that we've got all this stuff to do to prepare for, to prep his meals for his allergies. It does not mean that, work isn't happening tomorrow, or that schoolwork isn't still due today, by the due date for the end of the weekend, or that, do I need to say anything else? It doesn't mean that life just stops. And even if there is a moment of let's celebrate and pamper mom, most realistically, what that looks like in our family is some gorgeous flowers with heartfelt sentiments, maybe a meal out. But I'm really the cook in my family. There's not a break from that. The chores still need to get done. The house is still a mess. Laundry's still happening. Kids are still grouchy and grumpy, and all the feels and little spats or whatever is going on there. Like, I in my experience, my hubby and I have just laughed. Like, Mother's Day, Father's Day, that's when it always seems like, well, get to be a mom today, or, well, get to be a dad today, because it's another day. Now, that being said, I feel cherished and loved by my family. They have been so sweet. My son made paper chains, like if you ever see what they do like in elementary school with construction paper. He made paper chains and he wrote Happy Mother's Day on them, and he hung them over the door archways in our house. So he decorated the house with his effort of making paper chains. He drew me a picture. My daughter wrote me a card. She got me some flowers. Hubby got me some flowers. My siblings sent me some flowers. I got to see my family on FaceTime today, and I wrote my mom and my sister letters for Mother's Day, and I read them to them out loud on that call. We celebrated each other in an acknowledgement of love and the deep bond that we share and the deep meaning of the moms in our life. None of it was some picture perfect spoil mom today. I don't even know what to call it. You know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, maybe you're not my audience for this topic. Maybe you're not my audience for this specific topic. Let me tell you, if your family can just spoil you and you get to like pop out of reality for the day on Mother's Day, more power to you. Amen, sister. That's amazing. You're rare, in my opinion. So these conflicted feelings and expectations, unrealistic expectations or unrealistic, setting of the bar for what we should do when we celebrate moms, I think is a little bit of a disservice to real life. And I think that there are some very meaningful ways that do happen that we cultivate with our families and our relationships to share the love. One last thing I'm going to say about this topic. I was feeling agitated and just off this morning, and I don't know what. I just, Mother's Day makes me feel like this. Birthdays do the same thing, but especially Mother's Day. And I was like, I'm just going to stop what I'm doing. I turned on a yoga practice where the yoga practice was called Intuit, and connect with your intuition and that deep knowing of yourself and what's most important to you and all of that. And through that practice, just really, centering in myself and connecting with my breath and calming my body, focusing my body and my mind, I realized there's this weird edginess and antsiness around, some expectation of what Mother's Day might be. That's the societal pressure. Everyone does it, whether they know they do it or not. You text your girlfriends Happy Mother's Day and you get back, I hope everyone gets pampered today. Like, that is not my day. That's not what my Mother's Day looks like. So I think I was feeling like, am I missing something? Am I weird that this is not part of this? And it was this weird agitation. So when I did my yoga practice and I just really got centered in myself, what I realized was those are just depictions, advertisements, usually selling a service, and certainly this there's just a lot of social media, and social media is a tiny little glimpse. And I promise you, every single one of those moments, they are beautiful. I'm glad they're there and shared, but remember, they're a moment, and every mom has a real day also. And it's just unrealistic for the entire day to be anything but a day. So, I don't know. Love Mother's Day. Thank you for the love. I'm ready to turn the page to tomorrow and have a new day. I will say this. Happy Mother's Day to all of you mamas out there. The love that you give is what's most important. And thank you for that service. Thanks all for being with me on this journey. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope it helps you too. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.